Namaskaram, Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 20th sloka. In this sloka, Bhagavan talks about the people who are carried away by material desires and who surrender themselves to celestial gods. They follow their own nature, they worship the devatas, practicing rituals meant to propitiate these celestial personalities. In the previous sloka, Bhagavan mentions the bhaktas who were rare to see. He said they are Magatmas, those who think of only me, those who worship only me, those who want to be with me only, and they are noble souls and very rare to see them. And we Alvars come to our mind, the Acharyans come to our mind, who lived the way Bhagavan explains in this sloka. So the previous sloka, Bhagavan focused on such Mahatmas. In this, because they considered Bhagavan as Vasudeva Sarvam. Everything is Vasudeva. Everything is Bhagavan. In this sloka, Bhagavan says, people who are carried away by the desires, the material desires, how they worship the devatas, celestial gods. The celestial gods are also made by Bhagavan only, the Supreme God. So because of the desire to get things, these people, they go away from the Supreme God. They go away from the truth, the reality. So they move towards the celestial gods. And these celestial gods, they derive powers from God. So God has distributed the powers. So God made the 5 elements and made everyone as head of or in charge of those elements, and to maintain that, God has given them the powers. So they have the limited powers. Only Bhagavan has got unlimited powers, infinite. They have the powers which are sanctioned by Bhagavan. So they can't even give us moksha. They don't have that power to grant moksha to us. They cannot liberate us from Maya. They cannot liberate us from the cycle of birth and death. So they are worshipped by the people to get that particular material, to fulfill that particular desire. Because their powers are limited. It's like Surya, Varuna and other gods. So here Bhagavan says how these people forget Bhagavan and they are ready to anything to satisfy the celestial gods to get the material power. So the material power is driven to that extent. They are driven to that extent by the material desire. And what is contributing to that? Their karma vasana. The Prakriti is bound by 3 gunas. So what all available on the earth created by Bhagavan, and they are bound by gunas. And human beings are bound by gunas. Chetana created by Bhagavan. Achetana created by Bhagavan. So Bhagavan's possessions, both Chetana and Achetana. So He is the ultimate, He is the supreme, He is the owner. But what do? Because of the material desire, we do not understand this, and we go to the celestial gods and do the puja, and we go to any extent of getting that material power. So our ideal is not high. So it is like this. So it's only a low ideal. So we have very little knowledge about Bhagavan. That is why we are doing like this. So very little knowledge and the small ideals. So we worship the minor gods or celestial gods. If we have perfect knowledge, our ideals are higher. The highest ideal we have. What is the highest ideal? To reach Bhagavan, to attain moksha, to get relief from the cycle of birth and death. That is the highest ideal. So if we have perfect knowledge about Bhagavan, we have that ideal and we worship only the Supreme God. We will not go away, we will not turn ourselves away from Bhagavan. So this is what Bhagavan says in this sloka. So here we find these Devatas, the celestial gods. They are also noble cycles and they got that position from the pious deeds or what they did in their previous lives. So they got that position. Once that punya account depletes, they also return to earth. So God alone is eternal. This is the reality. This is the truth. We should understand that. Because we are into the Maya, we don't understand this truth. Only God is eternal. So here this sloka explains that Vasudeva Sarvam. That is what we learnt in the previous sloka. Bhagavan teaches that Vasudeva Sarvam. Everything is Vasudeva, Bhagavan. And Nammalvar said, Unnum chorum paruganeerum thinnum mettalayallam kannan. So whether it is water, whether it is rice I eat, or whether it is the betel leaves, I see Bhagavan in everything. This is how Alvars lived. So this is what the Bhagavans, they are Mahatmas. So Bhagavan says, but those Mahatmas have got broader chest because of very large amount of devotion they have towards Bhagavan. So this is why they are referred as the broad, the people, the Mahatmas who have got broad chest. That is because of devotion. So they lived as per what Bhagavan said in the Bhagavad Gita. Vasudeva Sarvam. They believed everything is Bhagavan. Everything is Vasudeva. Everything. Bhagavan is in different forms. So they never went out of that belief and they believed that Bhagavan is living within us. This is Antaryami. So he is within us, he is living with us. So they never accepted, they never prayed any other God. So whatever they say, whatever they sing, whatever they see, everything is only Bhagavan, and whatever they do, it is connected only with Bhagavan. This is how they lived. That is why we are talking about Pasurams, we are learning Pasurams, because the Alvars, they enjoyed in visiting different places and having darshan, but they wanted to have darshan of Perumal in different columns and in different forms. So because of that devotion, true devotion, Bhagavan also gave them the way they wanted, the darshan, the form in which they would like to see him, he appeared in that form. So this is what we learn from all this Pasuram, because all the Alvars expressed that, they conveyed that through their Pasurams. So here there is a Pasuram by Nammalvar, Unnithu Mattoru Devam Todal Avanai Allal Numichai Cholli Num Tol Pulaikappadum Annai Meer Mannapadu Maraivananai Van Dwarapadi Mannanai Ethumin Ethudalam Todadadume. So in this is Nammalvar says this Pasuram as if he is female. Nayaka Baba. So here this sloka, this Pasuram explains. Her friends, that girl's friends say, "Oh mother, your daughter does not think of any god except Kannan. But you say whatever you want and dance until your arms hurt. And praise King of, the flourishing King of Dwarapati, who is praised by all Vedas. Pray only him and bow to him and dance. So everything only Kannan. So this is expressed by Nammalvar in one of the Pasurams. So Alvars Pasurams only about Bhagavan. They see Bhagavan in different forms. Narasimha as Rama, as Krishna, as Vamana, as Trivikrama. And they like to have him in various forms. And their prayer was only to have darshan of Bhagavan. So their life was around Bhagavan one day. This is what mentioned by Bhagavan in the previous sloka. Very rarely I come across such bhaktas. They are very, very, very rare. One in lakhs. So when we learn these pasarams and when we learn about Alvars, we enjoy the meaning of every word uttered by Bhagavan in the previous sloka, because Alvars lives that way. So we learn more about them. And Rishis. So we take Rishis, we find many Rishis, they wanted to have darshan of Bhagavan in different forms. And they did severe penance. For example, if you say in Singaperumal Kovil, the Rishi Japali, he did penance, he wanted to have a darshan of Bhagavan in the form of Narasimha. And Bhagavan was also pleased and he appeared in the form of Narasimha to Japali Rishi. And in Tirukovilur, Mriganda Rishi, he did penance to have darshan of Bhagavan in the form of Vamana. He got the darshan. Because their concentration was never out of God. So Bhagavan says here how people got diverted, how they move away from Supreme God to other celestial gods for material benefits, for material pleasures, worldly pleasures. But here these rishis never had such fires, their pleasures. Their pleasure was only seeing God. So they did the penance to see God in different forms. So each one wished to have Bhagavan in different form because they didn't live in that particular yuga. So they wanted to have that particular avataram. So here in Tirukovilu, Mriganda Rishi, he wanted to have darshan of Bhagavan in Vamana avatara. Then later he had the darshan of Tiruvikraman in the same place. The first three Alvas, they entered that place. They had darshan of Bhagavan there. So today we find Perumal in the form of Tiruvikraman in this temple. So the different temples have the deities in different forms. This is Achavadara Murtis. These Achavadara Murtis were the forms in which Bhagavan appeared before the devotees. It could have been Rishis or could have been Alvars or could have been Acharyans. So this is how we got so many temples in our country, and each temple we find Bhagavan in a different form, in different kolam, different rupa. That means the rishis did so much of very severe penance because their thoughts were never out of Bhagavan. So Bhagavan mentions that here. So these people are inspirations for us. We learn from their life history that yes, it is possible, we can do. So why we come across very often in WhatsApp and other things, you pass on this particular picture, Bhagavan's picture or something, to 10 people, your wish will be fulfilled, and you will whatever you have in your mind, that wish will be completed with the Bhagavan's grace. So that is not real, because Bhagavan lives within ourselves, and let's chant the Bhagavan's Nama, let's chant slokas, let's hear about him, let's speak about him, let's say instead of sending to 10 people, let's say Ramakrishna 10 times or 100 times in that time, definitely there will be grace of Bhagavan in our thinking. So we will get better mind, better goal, instead of going after the materials. This is what we want. This is how Bhagavan helps. So when you think of Bhagavan alone, you get all these constructive ideas instead of going after this. See, nothing will happen by spreading to passing on that particular message to 10 people or 20 people. So let us not get deviated from this. Let us not get distracted. Let us not get our attention away from Bhagavan. And there is one place in Mannargudi. That's one of the places where we see the deity Rajagopala. And that is not Divyadesha. This I got this information from Sri Velapudi Krishnan Swamigal. He mentioned this. They too, rishis, they did penance, and they wanted to, they wished to see Bhagavan Krishna, but that was almost towards the end of Dwapara Yuga. So they missed that, because by the time they were going in search, they were doing penance and they were praying, but that did not happen because Lord Krishna left this earth. So Narada met them, and Narada told them, no, it is not possible for you because he is not here in Dwaraka or anywhere on the earth. Then Narada suggested them to do penance there itself in Mannargudi. Then Bhagavan will definitely appear. It happened. Bhagavan appeared, and Bhagavan appeared in 32 forms. The last form was Sri Vidya Rajagopalan. So that we see Sri Vidya Rajagopalan deity in Mannargudi. So Bhagavan appeared. Bhagavan fulfilled the wishes of these two rishis, because their concentration was only on God, and that single-minded they did the penance. So they would like to have the darshan of Bhagavan, and Bhagavan appeared in various forms, and Bhagavan gave the two rishis more than what they wanted. So this is what happens to bhaktas. This is how Bhagavan fulfills the wishes of bhaktas, because he likes his devotees. That too, people who never go out of, never go to worship the other gods other than, because they know the truth. All these celestial gods were created by Bhagavan. So they have the powers of only Bhagavan, not the limitless powers. They have got only very limited powers granted by Bhagavan. So these rishis and the bhaktas, they had this in their mind and did penance only on Bhagavan without any deviation. So let's learn more and more about the scriptures and prepare our mind not to get away from Bhagavan's thoughts. And there is one more Pasuram by Tirumangayalvar. All the Pasurams are taking us closer to Bhagavan. So this Pasuram is by Tirumangayalvar from Periya Tirumadi. En seigen adiyen உரையீர் இதற்கு என்று மேன் மனத்தே இருக்கும் புகழ் தஞ்சையாளியை பொன் பெயரோன் நெஞ்சம் அன்றிடந்தவனைத் தழலே புரை மின் செய்வாள் அரக்கன் நகர் பாழ்பட சூழ்கடல் சிறை வைத்திமையோர் தொழும் பொன் செய்மால் வரையை மணிக்குன்றினை அன்றி என் மனம் போற்றி எண்ணாதே. So here in this collection of Pasurams we find Tirumangayalvar says, no, my mind will not think of anyone else other than Lord Krishna. And my eyes will not see anyone other than Bhagavan. And my thoughts will not be on anyone other than Bhagavan. So every Pasuram ends with that. So in this pastram you find En manam potri ennade. I will not praise anyone except Bhagavan. So in this pastram he says, tell me, for I am his slave. What can I give back to him for everything he has given to me? The famous Lord, the ruler of Tanjai, that is Tanjavur, who split open chest of Hiranyan and who built a bridge. So here he talks about Narasimha, now he goes to Rama, who built a bridge on the ocean, went to Lanka, the land of the king Ravana, with a shining sword like lightning, and destroyed it. Stays in my heart. He is the one who stays in my heart. He is a large golden mountain and a diamond hill, and my mind will not praise anyone except him. So he is describing Bhagavan. He is like a mountain, he is like a blue, that sapphire, the precious stone, and so he is, and he talks about Rama, he talks about Narasimha, who killed Hiranyakashipu. So he is talking in praise of Bhagavan, and he says, my mind will not praise anyone except him. So this is what Alvar, this is how Alvars lived. They were always in praise of Bhagavan only. They never went out of his thoughts. So Bhagavan talks about those Mahatmas. He referred them as Mahatmas in the previous sloka, and he is the Paravasudevan. He is the one connected to everything, and we see him in everything. He lives within us. So let's have that in our mind always, and let's not go after the material desires, and pray only Bhagavan, Krishna, Vishnu, Rama. You can say, you can call him by any name.